Howdy folks, welcome back to Boondockery. Today I've got another Throwback Thursday video for you, and this one it's going to remind you of a video you may have already seen that I've shot. I'm introducing the first freeze-dried mule koozie that I ever made. Now granted, this one is very crude, but it works very well. Some of you may not be into a lot of sewing, a lot of the precision stuff that I do with my more current version of the video and my current version of the design. And you might be able to use this a little easier. Only requires a little reflex and some duct tape. But it's still valid information, just not shot in the same way that I'm used to doing now. And or you're used to seeing. So I hope you get something out of the information, and I hope you enjoy the little throwback version of Boondockery. Over the past several years, I've been doing a lot of bushcrafting and stuff during the winter months. There hasn't been a single weather condition that I've not done some form of camping in. And some of the weekends that we've gone out, it's been pretty cold. Some of them drop down to 0 or slightly below 0. And it presents a lot of challenges. Batteries from electronic devices drain, whether it's for flashlight, cameras, cell phones, things like that. You have your own personal protection. You have to worry about the conditions of the temperatures, how that affects your body and everything. A lot of people don't really consider the other aspects, such as your food preparation, especially like in altitude and things like that. You have a lot of problems with having boil times being the same, and so it presents a few challenges. One of the challenges that I've had is with freeze-dried meals, and a lot of times those meals are designed for 2 servings. A lot of times you don't really have the room for 2 servings, and if you do force yourself to eat the whole 2 servings, you feel somewhat lethargic afterwards. Oftentimes as well, if you eat the meal immediately after it's ready for you to begin to eating, usually after about 10-15 minutes soaking in the boiling water, you raise your body temperature and you perspire, and that presents a chill factor problem where you get a chill after you eat the meal. One of the remedies that I came up with was a way to keep the meal warm for a longer period of time, but also aid in the hot water being able to do what it needs to do in the cold months, because a lot of the pouches that are available in some of the different companies may not be as insulated as others. Mountain House, I believe, has probably the best insulated pouch of any of the freeze-dried meals in the market. There's a couple others. This is essentially a plastic with a very thin mylar lining. It's an Alpine Fair and Backpacker's Pantry, which is a little heavier duty, but still not as high a quality as the Mountain House pouches. You will be able to reconstitute your meals with these, and they will keep them warm enough for you to get through your eating. But if you want to guarantee that it's going to be good and hot, with these you're going to be a little iffy. What I designed was a reflex pouch that attaches with Velcro. You simply reconstitute your meal the way you normally would. Zip this Ziploc closure, put it in here, close it up, and set it off to the side. This will keep it warm for quite some time on its own. Let's say that you waited your 10 to 15 minutes, the meal is reconstituted, you consume it, and you aren't quite finished. You still have about another serving left. You can put it back in the pouch, which will keep it warm for a little while longer. However, you can also put a couple of the larger hand warmers in, the chemical hand warmers, and it will keep it warm for quite some time. A friend of mine tried one of these out that I made for him, and he said that his meal was still warm enough to eat after 2 hours of being in the pouch. You can certainly find other materials to use as insulation, but this seems to be very lightweight, it's very durable, and it seems to do the job pretty well. I've simply sealed all of the attachment points with some Gorilla Tape, and a lot of the objects I've made, like my cell phone koozie and my water bottle koozies, I went ahead and completely covered those in this material. I just frankly ran out of tape with this one, but it seems to do the job very well, and very inexpensive, very easy to make. It'll make your backpacking experiences or bushcrafting experiences, if you're using freeze-dried meals, just a little better. And especially for those of you that feel that the 2 servings is just a little too much, give you the opportunity to be able to keep it good and warm and be able to eat at a later time.